really the first time that I have tried to do things at such a high level of complexity here in Flight Simulator. I'm not sure if it will survive or not. A lot of extra windows open and things. So, I have the pilot. Right there, underneath the quote-unquote iPad. Actually, I'm going to put it in the front here like that. Definitely easier to read and everything. So both of these windows are pinned. They're quite so big. There you go. And there's we're at the chat. Well, I don't have the chat window open. I do. Add the chat into VR, which kind of sucks, but that's how things are, I guess. Here we are in Flight Simulator. I think what I'm going to do is just load up over in Oregon. I want to make it really hard for myself. I suppose I do. Otherwise, it's a bit too much. Flight plan. Alright, we're connected to VATSIM and nobody is here. That's okay, I guess. this is really how long it takes to to load. I don't know why it's so long today. Normally it's not that long of a load-in process. Get my moving maps. Oh, for some reason we're not getting the moving maps on Navigraph. Force quit it, bring it back here. Simulator couldn't be detected again. Okay, we're gonna need that, I think. So. I mean, I guess not having moving maps is gonna be a little bit easier. Not easier, I mean like, it'll be more realistic. Either that or this is just gonna be darn near impossible. Gonna have to move the stuff here a little bit to the left, otherwise it's really gonna be in the way. Yeah, that should be good. Somebody flying by up there. This sucks not being able to touch on the Okay, I do have a flight plan up. Let's see, we're gonna go I think we're gonna go Troutdale to Astoria. Portland is going to be the secondary location, alternate. So I have to set up my time here. So right now it is 4:09 UTC. We're probably going to depart around 04:15 or so. And it's going to take 0 hours and 45 minutes to get there. That's probably overestimate. We're right at half fuel, so I'm going to say 3 hours and 30 minutes. Cruise speed is 130. Cruise altitude is, it's an even altitude, so I think we can do 6,000 over there. Let's see. Actually get my so we're gonna fly to Battleground and then take Victor 112, which minimum is 4,400. So yeah, 6,000 basically is going to be the best altitude. 520 is to the east of us, so 6,000 feet is going to be our cruise altitude, and we're just going to be a battleground. So I'm going to file that. And then I'm going to set it up here on the iPad. Oh, actually, I can't really keep the iPad in view and look at it in VR at the same time. So I guess while I don't want to load from SimBrief. Alternate is going to be PDX. I'll let it auto-generate the route and then see what it does here. So it looks like that's totally wrong. Yeah, totally wrong. So I'm gonna try to get here. Can I select battleground? Why doesn't it want to select? This is all problematic. If I select Victor 520, there we go. No, touching battleground doesn't do anything. Okay, let me just type edit the route then. Okay, that looks correct now. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. Absolutely nobody watching this, so don't really care. Actually, we can leave this window open here. So we have departing from Troutdale, taking the, you can't see the departures here, but there is basically a Blue Lake 3 departure. That's a right turn heading 310, and then direct to battleground basically after 900 feet. And yeah, I'd say we're essentially ready to go. I will get the origin charts up. Taxi chart will help. Just pin that. Can I pin it? There we go. And get the departure chart, Blue Lake 3 departure. Oh, we do have it here. You can see what Blue Lake 3 looks like. So yeah, we have, if we're taking off on runway 25. It's a climb to 900 feet straight, and then a right turn to 320, or as assigned. And because there's no, this is the lost comms, basically they're going to follow that because there's no ATC online right now. That'll be direct to Battleground. And then from Battleground we'll head on course. So, yep, that's basically the whole thing. So now we're gonna get online, get on the get the aircraft started up, and listen to the weather and everything. Okay, so yeah, here we go. We're gonna go through our startup checklist here. Don't really want this to be on. Okay, check everything is off. Circuit breakers are in. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should just bring up my checklist here, since I have one. Okay, yeah, I have one here on the iPad. Okay, here's our checklist. That'll probably help out a bit. So weight and balance, we're skipping it, but we know we have one person and no cargo. So we're well in the green. POH, yes, it's in the cockpit. We just basically got the equivalent of the POH here. Actually, I have the POH on my Google Drive here as well. Registration is checked. Placards all look like they're applied in the right locations. Gust lock is removed. Got full range of motion here. Parking brake, it's on. That's up and towards us. Circuit breakers are all in. Lights and switches are all in the down position. Gear lever is down fully. Flaps are up. Battery is, we're going to turn it on, check the annunciators, pitot heat, turn it on. And normally we would go out and do the walk around. Checking the fuel quantity, and then turn the pitot heat off. There's battery on, pitot heat on. Fuel quantity, it's exactly 1/2, so 20 gallons in each tank. So that's 4 hours of fuel. I put down 3 hours and 30 minutes on the flight plan, so that's fine. Check the annunciators. All the lights are coming on and flashing. That looks good. Turn the battery off, pitot heat off. Then we're going to go around and do the pitot heat checks and make sure that everything works okay. So that's the walk around there. So assume everything is locked up and we got it properly set up. Alright. I'm going to do a passenger safety briefing. So my passenger safety briefing that I like to do here is the seats So people know how to use their seats, how to roll them back and forth. How to lock them in place is the most important thing. The seat backs and headrests are locked and in the upright position. Fire extinguisher, we have one down below the feet, and then we have another one back there behind the right rear seat. We're not going to use the fire extinguisher inside the airplane. Most of what you'll have to do is hand it to me, but if we do have to use it, you pull the pin, point the nozzle at the base of the flames, and squeeze the handle. There are two exits in the airplane. One is on the right side here, which you can open by disengaging both of these latches and pushing it open, or there's an exit in the back which you can essentially kick out. It can be kicked out. So those are the emergency exits. When you're on the right side of the airplane, normally I tell the passengers that they can point out any traffic on the right side of the airplane, which is easier for them to see, and they can locate the airplane to me by letting me know the numbers on the hand of a clock. So 6 o'clock is directly behind us, 12 o'clock is in front of us, 3 o'clock is to the right, and everything in between. And then high, middle, or low. You can also say going away from us and going towards us. And then a cool pilot thing to say is no factor. So basically if it's going away from us and it's really far away, then you can say no factor, and I know that it's not a big deal. So that's sort of your your only job. Use your eyeballs and look outside when you're in the airplane. And then, do you have any questions at this time? If you do, let me know. And you know, while we're in the air, you can talk if you want. And that will sometimes it can interrupt air traffic control. So you just want to make sure that there's no air traffic control talking to me. And I might also give you this sign that holding over the microphone to let you know that I'm going to talk. So that's when you want to probably hold any questions. And that's basically it. That's your pre-flight briefing. So now we're going to do the before starting engine checklist. Can you tell it's been a while since I have flown this airplane? Alright, propeller control for forward. Mixture control down to idle cutoff. Fuel tank, set the desired tank. We're going to set the right tank there. Radios, lights, and pitot heat are all off. Is this light all the way off? Yes, it is. Both of these lights are off. Okay, we're on 83. Flap lever position, same as flap position. We have manual flaps, but on electronic flaps, that's you want to make sure that the flaps are synchronized so that they don't turn on and waste your battery as soon as you turn on the battery. Right, we're on a cold start, so throttle is going to open 1/2 inch right about there. And this airplane, the JustFlight Piper Arrow, doesn't actually work in the fuel injection cold start mode. So when you put fuel into the engine cold, it doesn't actually register that there is any fuel in the engine. So uncombusted fuel, that would be cool if it did, but it doesn't. So, yeah, battery on. I can click it. Beacon and strobe light. Gonna turn those on. Turn the beacon light off for a second, or the strobe light off, sorry. So people saw the strobe light for a couple of seconds. That's generally the cue that we're starting up. Fuel pump on. Pressure is observed as we mixture up, back down, fuel pump off. And now we're going to go magneto to start and then both. And that's kind of how it works. Bring the throttle back down to about 900 RPM. Let it warm up there. That is really loud. And we want to get our alternator on as soon as possible. Beacon lights on, flaps up, other lights as required. Avionics master, there is no avionics master here. Fuel boost pump is off. I'm going to turn it on to check. You can hear it, and actually the pressure went up there, so that's good. That's cool. We can actually see the pressure increase. Now I'm going to get my clearance. And actually I think I'm not going to get clearance because we don't have any ATC online. So it's 135.625 for the weather. That is not doing anything. Okay, that's problematic. Maybe I need to go to a different... Yes. Yeah, there we go. So, can I fly IFR here with this equipment? Yeah, sure. Of course I can. So, we're going to go 116.6. This guy on. This on. 135. Like I'm letting go that it wants to turn. 35.62, I should be getting it now.
Troutdale Airport information, Echo 1500 Zulu. Wind tree 42 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky condition, ceiling 4,900 feet broken. Temperature 17. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.10. Visual runway 25 in use. Landing and departing runway 25. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
Let's get the cloud level.
Contact you have Echo.
It looks like there are no clouds, but
Troutdale Airport information, Foxtrot 1500 Zulu. Wind tree 42 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky condition, ceiling 4,900 feet broken. Temperature 17. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.10. Visual runway 25 in use. Landing and departing runway 25. VFR aircraft.
Gonna go for 121.8. And 116.6.
Ground Canon, we're going to have to hold off until they get a tractor to be hooked up to the front of the aircraft. And I believe the one that's doing bay 2 is going to be also doing bay 3.
010 right there.
If you could just let me know when the tractor's hooked up, that'd be great.
AFM will do.
And I do want to have the DME on as well. Come on. And we're gonna have the frequency set to 116.6. There we go. Rating.
Singapore 7122, there's going to be about a 5-minute delay for that. You need to wait for the tractor that's currently on bay 2.
I'm gonna go over to our checklist again. Got our clearance, programming, radio set, taxi, brake check. Feels good. Around these guys. DG is looking good. We'll set it on the taxi. Wind is 342 at 6. Coming in up in the north from behind us. Get the wind correction down in the way. Troutdale ground, red white Piper, taxiing runway 25 for northbound departure at Troutdale.
G'day, we're ready for push and stop.
Cafe 100 ground, pushback start approved. You can push on to taxiway goal.
So I just announced on the ground.
Taxiway goal, Cafe 100.
342, that's right behind me. This line should be on runway 7, so it's pretty much lined up. DG is looking good, no drift really.
Start 720, g'day. We're showing 53 for you. If you could check with your company. 58 looks occupied. You could cross runway 25 and you're clear to G-Bay.
Can we now stay by for let you know and cross runway 25 to the back?
Looks like it's about 19 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Fahrenheit out there. It's not super warm, not super cold. So we should have a pretty good amount of performance on takeoff today. Just gonna go over here to the edge of the run-up area.
Ground to Canada, 721 heavy from stem 36, ready for push and start.
Canada 7218 ground, pushback start approved.
Pushback to start approved to Canada 7218.
Wind is coming off from the right there, so get the brake set. Our run up here, engine temperature is, well, temperature is just barely in the green there. Throttle up to 2000 RPM. Magneto. About 75 RPM drop. That is within normal range. Back up to 2000. Right Magneto. Also 75. Rectable. 2000. The vacuum is looking okay. Cycling the propeller.
755 holding point Alpha 1, runway 16 right.
Warm oil recirculated into the prop governor pump. Stabilized pressure and working. I'm going to leave it on this time. The throttle all the way back and check for stability. Okay, DG is, that looks like 260. Looks basically right on. We get our landing lights. Had the wrong system on there.
Cafe 100, request taxi.
Cafe 100, taxiway Golf and Alpha, holding point Alpha 1, runway 16 right.
2200 puts us
holding point Alpha 1, 16 right.
VATSIM thing. 120.9er for departure for tower.
2,200 down for Lopez.
Yeah, and we don't have anybody on tower, so we're gonna take a look at Blue Lake 3 departure procedure here. So again, we're straight ahead to 900 and then a right to 320. So make sure we're on nav. Yes, we are.
River traffic, Skyline 591,
and probably battleground is going to be about there. I'm going to try to intercept it and go straight there. Okay. Checklist.
Focus traffic, Skyline 268 to the beach for Troutdale, 16 Lopez.
Okay, so DG is set. Fuel set on the proper tank. Time is it's going to say 13:53 local time. In 54. Give myself a minute. Transponder is set. Flaps are set. Gear auto extension. It's in the middle normal position. Fuel pump is on. Doors, seats, seat backs, and seat belts are closed and latched. Flight controls. Correct. Yep. Trims are set slightly aft. And air conditioner is off. Talk.
Skyline 940, we're about 15 miles southwest of the field at 4,500 feet. We'll be shooting the GPS runway 5 approach. Any traffic in the area, please advise.
Troutdale area traffic. Red and white Piper 3700 Quebec departing runway 25, northbound departure, Troutdale traffic. I don't see anybody coming. We're basically clear to go.
Thank you very much. We'll be on the ground just a little bit. Thank you.
Okay, DG gas turn. Transponder gap pump pressure.
Turning inbound on the GPS runway 5 approach.
Power. Airspeed alive. RPM, temperature, pressure, selection looking good. 75, rotate. Yeah, it flies itself off. That's beautiful. We're up, selected. Safe. Back a little bit. The RPM back to 25 square. This is our flying power. There's our 900 feet, so we're making a right turn to 320. And we're going to start talking to 122435. Shot a little bit there. Oh, the heading broke up, screwed up. Hold about 90 knots, so I can pitch down a little bit. location now. Yes. Oh, good. Connect. Cascade approach, November 3700, Quebec. Obviously, you're not getting approach here. Calling Portland departure, actually. Portland departure, November 3700, Quebec. We're intercepting that course to battleground, so I'm just going to start following that out. Climb here. Passing 3,000 feet, I'm going to bring a little bit extra out. And pumping target come off. Everything looks fine, pressure is good. It says 10.3. Battleground, we're going to be outbound, heading 274. To how it is like in real life. Only difference is that ATC is non-existent. Other than that, it's great. But, I mean, we are on VATSIM, so the only problem with VATSIM is that I am not located in the US, so we have a pretty big time difference. Nobody's online, essentially. I'm just gonna, although I have it on my I'm gonna ident here and see if we can hear. Okay, come on. Quiet. I mean, I think it's there, but it's basically useless. The ident feature here. Just have to trust that all the nav aids are always working. Boy. Oh, that was my water bottle. Knocked over. The needle's getting a little more sensitive, so we've got to follow it a bit better. Coming up to 6,000 feet here. Level off. We're going to go back to, God, why is it doing this? This is the most annoying ever. This VR controller just kind of disappears randomly. Always using it. It's going to 24. 100 RPM and about 22, 21 on the manifold pressure. This is what I found is pretty good cruise. Plenty high, so start heading down to try to also speed up a little bit. Out from Battleground. It's definitely getting a lot more sensitive. I'm going to hit 174 checking the EGT here. Another weird thing about this is that it is very, very sensitive on the EGT. It like just right away. Right about there, just a little bit lean, a little bit rich of EGT, of peak EGT. Within 1 mile of Battleground, so I'm going to make my left turn. My color snip up to 174. Hopefully, that will start coming in from the right side. Put a little bit of an intercept angle, so we do hit it for sure. It is alive coming in. Don't want to be too aggressive on the intercept. So you can look down there and see the VOR. It's airplane in the way. It looks like we're about to get into some IMC ahead of us. Should be cool. What I'm going to want to do here is pull up the charts for Astoria. And get the import chart in. I'm not sure what runway, but if I can get ILS. That's always good to have pin, and then I have both approaches there, and you can take a look if you need either one. trim down. So 13:54 was departure. We're at 14:07, so 13 minutes. Right. About a third of the way there. 14.0 is the DMU there. So we're gonna put that in over here. Picking it up. Definitely is good, so I'm gonna keep it on there. Hopefully we'll pick it up here soon. Yeah, we are picking it up, just had the mode switch in the wrong spot. Fine. No, that's not right. Wait for it to come up there. That's very strange. Maybe it's driving off of nav 1 instead of listening to the frequency. That I don't know if that's possible or not. Obviously it's the situation. To Astoria there. $35.375. We're going to try to get Bezos. We're going to try to get Astoria ready. As soon as we get into MCI, I start to get a bit off of it's somewhat hard to read the attitude indicator in VR, like the fine needle frequency are pretty hard to see. So we got 135.357. Turn that on, and then hopefully we start to hear that as soon as we get in range of the weather over Astoria. Leave it on until we can hear something. In the real world, I probably wouldn't do that. You'd be able to hear it from here because just turn off the squelch and listen into the static. And you'd be able to pick it up and verify that it's working and everything. But yeah, Flight Simulator, there's a pretty digital kind of on-off switch as soon as we pass that 40 to 50 mile radius, something like that. So we're basically IFR right now. We cannot see any horizon or ground reference. I don't know how close we are to the clouds, but probably not in them quite yet. Oh, yeah, we're up. This is exactly the kind of flight that pilots get themselves into a sketchy situation. Temperature is okay, you know, no chance of freezing here. We're 12 degrees above zero. So yeah, we're all good, but non-IFR pilots, this is the type of situation that really gets them in trouble. All manual, no autopilot. Alright, we got past that 30 nautical mile point here. We have the range on our DME. Let's see if we can zero out the OBS as well. Alright, so both of these, this one's on Battleground, and CDI-2 is on Astoria. We'll be listening for the weather to come up on Astoria. Apparently 40 is too far out to get the weather, so let's see. Here it looks like we're climbing actually, just from the reference of the clouds, because they're all kind of following a I don't know if that's a cold front or a warm front. Probably coming in from the water. So there's a cold front behind them that's lifting them up. So behind us, it's a little bit like the clouds are a bit lower, the cloud tops are lower, and in front of us they're higher, so it basically means they're being pushed up by a cold front coming in underneath. It's probably going to cause some turbulence. But generally, it's good. We're not in turbulence right now. Nice and smooth. There's a left turning tendency. I have in the past done a little bit of adjustment here. Take us to the right and see if we can zero that out. This is the rudder trim. Feels pretty good now. 34.3 out from Astoria. Another thing that would be cool is to have sunglasses in VR, because sometimes it is quite bright and can hurt your eyes, you know, and you actually want to have sunglasses on. Yeah, something to think about, developers, if you're listening. enjoying the scenery. As much as it pops up. So we're 30.9 out, and this is a 14 DME arc. So got another 19 DME arc. Sorry, got another 11 nautical miles or so to go. I still don't have the weather is on. Just not turned up enough. There you go. Got the weather at Astoria. At 13, and then 301. 3 on the altimeter. So right now we have 6 plugged in. And generally we're going to have a crosswind to the right of about 6 knots or so. Roughly 45 degrees on from our approach course, but we are going to be landing runway 26 westbound. Yeah, we got the weather. Looking for DME 19. Right about when we get on the approach, I'm going to switch over to the left tank. Down to about 15 gallons on the right side. Still don't have any frequency on one. But I am going to go over to 122.8, see if we can hear anybody else out there. Might be annoying. If I can get this thing to activate. 122. See, it just disappears on me. Wow, that's really messed up. That off. Me just having two radios on at the same time was screwing it up. So the wind is coming out of the northwest. I do need to have a little bit of wind crosswind correction there, but not quite that much. 21.8, we're looking for 19 on the DME arc, and then inbound runway, inbound on the heading 261, so 109.5. So we are pretty close to that. We're going to be basically at that D075 point. We're going to make a right turn, and then pretty much immediately a left turn. And since we have second VOR, I'm going to set this nav1 onto our localizer if I can. that's still giving me a lot of trouble. 109. Dials. 9.50. Don't hear anything. So 19. I'm gonna want to get down to about 4,000. 19.3, I'm making that right turn, get up the localizer right on our left side. Actually, this is alive. Now I'm gonna bring the power back to about 1800. Start our descent down. Mixture up a little bit. Prepare for descent, get the fuel pump on. And 261 on our inbound approach course. And brief the missed approach as well while we're sitting here, so it's going to be a climb to 1500, then climbing right turn to 2900 direct Astoria VOR and hold. And we have Astoria VOR plugged into CBI number 2, so we can just set the OBS. Right now we're looking for 4,400 on the altitude. Here's a timed approach. It's not a timed approach, sorry. We're just going to get onto the localizer if we can. 4,000 feet. Making quite a strong descent profile here. .9, so we're a little bit inside of the localizer needle. Up on 4,400, so level off there. No, already. And the localizer is alive, so we're turning it. Don't want to overshoot that. Make it a little bit of a more aggressive turn in. Bouncing around here. Just gonna follow this needle in here. It is an ILS, so we should pick up at 4,000 feet. A bit too low. We should pick up the glide slope here. Sort of relying on that, otherwise we're going to go miss. Have the fuel pump on, going to switch the tanks to the left tank. Pressure is good, engine's still running, that's always a good sign. Needle. Definitely not good to be so far off the needle at this point of the approach. 18.7, we're looking for 12.8 to intercept the glide slope. Miles. glide slope is alive and is coming down. I'd like to see a little bit of our cut out with it. So this approach has been illegal because we let the needles go to full deflection. But yeah, so just have to make that initial turn in really a bit more aggressive and perhaps slow down a bit before heading in to the new arc. And really watch the needle as well. Important. This needle, it's hard to tell if it's alive or not. I think it might not be. I'm not sure what's going on here, but that does not look alive. 114.0. I have no idea what's going on. Maybe it's like our altitude and distance. 12 miles though. Looks like we don't have our nav2 available for the missed approach. So I'll have to use nav1. Just be ready to plug in the 114.0 on our CDI1. So we got a failure of nav2 that distracted me from the needle, which we intercepted on the glide slope. Now we can start heading down. Bit of a lag there going on. Adjusting my RPM to 2500. Doing some checks on the final approach checklist. Fuel pump is on. Gear. Set the gear down here pretty soon. Around 2,000 feet above ground. Flaps we're going to set also pretty soon here. And what did I miss? Minimums of this approach. That's really laggy. 264 feet are going to be our minimums. Check this back up here. Unlike how far we are out of the needle, I'm going to hit 8.1 on the DME. I don't know how DME works, but nav2 does not work. About 700 feet per minute is enough to intercept the needle. So 2,500 feet, about 500 to go before I put the gear down. Astoria air traffic. Piper November 3700 Quebec is on a 7-mile final runway 26. Full stop Astoria traffic. Well, probably nobody coming in here. As it looks like it's pretty IMC, but there might be somebody in the pattern if it really is 1900 scattered, which we got on the forecast on the ASOS. Okay, 2,000 feet, I'm going to get the gear down, selected. green, please. 3 green. You like to stick on me, but okay, we got 3 green. We're right on the glide slope, although the speed seems a bit much. I'm going to bring it back a bit. Picture full rich. Color is 2500. And speed is about 110 knots. Essentially right on the glide slope. And I can see something out there. I'm not sure what it is, but I think that might be our runway environment. This is all legal from the point that we intercepted. It's all looking good. This first notch of flaps on. Start bringing our way back down to 90 knots or so. 1,300 feet. I see the ODALs out there, so I think basically continue. If we were below minimums, it would be good to go. The funny thing in Flight Simulator, sometimes you get you'll actually get the visual and then you'll lose it. So it's like a cloud suddenly spawns in that wasn't there before. Luckily that doesn't happen in the real world. This is all looking really good. Between about 90 knots on the second notch of flaps all the way to our short approach environment. Prop control. Gonna get that pull forward pretty soon here. Air conditioner off. 90 miles per hour, 78 knots will be our VREF. We're gonna slow down just a little bit more. So let's see if I can get this up. Pull forward on the RPM. A little bit of the wind coming out of the north. I can see that in the crab now. And I have the runway just barely in sight. High. Right 6-knot crosswind is being felt. Bring the power back, looking for about 80 knots. Full flaps. Whew. There we go, got 80. Which now we're too low. That's generally okay at this point. Visual we have. Put the crab in. Very hard to do this without foot control. Threshold. Whoa, it really wants to turn into the wind. That's not realistic. It doesn't really do that with 6 knots. Not realistic. Alright. Well, we made it. Maybe there's actually like a 40-knot wind here. No, it's acting like it is. You see the sock is not even out past the second notch, so that's definitely like maybe 10 knots. It's not even 15 knots, so that red, we have red, white, and then the red again, or orange. It's not extended, so that's not 15 knots quite yet. Astoria traffic, Piper 3700 Quebec is clear of runway 26 and holding short at 3214 for the landing traffic. Oh, I lost my iPad. Come on, iPad, come back. just doesn't want to reconnect. Oh, here we are. We're coming back. Okay, so post-landing checklist. I'm going to get the fuel pump off. Transponder on standby. Warning light and indicator light can come off. Video feed can come off as well. Traffic is clear wherever they were. Astoria traffic, Piper 3700 Quebec, crossing runway 3214 to the ramp, Astoria. Just go straight ahead here. Actually, I like to get the anti-collision light on while I'm crossing the runway. That's all I have on my checklist, so we actually went through everything. In reality, there's more things on the checklist, but post-landing checks. Astoria traffic, Piper 3700 Quebec is clear of 3214, taxiing to the ramp. Everything takes a little bit longer. Gonna stop, buddy? In VR, just to select all the switches that don't want to be selected. So what normal checklist that would take 5 seconds to get through can take 30 seconds. Do I have marshalers trying to get me in that spot over there? Nobody's waving at me, but I mean, I'm guessing that they want me to head in there. Nope.
Traffic,
Definitely not. Well, I'm gonna pick this spot anyway. Some AI traffic going out. Couple flight simulator branded airplanes. Carbon Cubs, that's cool. Alright, get the parking brake on. And turn off all of our electronics. Again, takes a bit of extra time because nothing wants to really...
Traffic, this is Sting 808 Tango Lima. We'll be entering a left base for 25.
The radios are off, but for some reason we can still hear stuff. Okay, beacon light is still on. Turn it off when we turn off the engine. Mixture. Magnetos. Master. And set the fuel cutoff to off. And put the gust lock in, and we're basically done with this flight. So it was actually a bit of a bit of work for me to do. So you can tell I'm a bit tired out, but for the first flight in at least a month, maybe 2 months, this is relatively good for hand flying IFR. Although I would have liked to see air traffic control online. That would be cool. But without that, yeah, I think we'll end the stream there. Let's see if anybody's watching. I don't have comments. There's no comments. Looks like nobody watching. So, oh no, we have, yeah, 0. 0 people watching. That's cool. I don't mind. Hope this video was interesting, or if not, dislike it, whatever. If so, like, subscribe. Alright, See you guys later.